Hey y'all, it's Leah. I am back with another video in my series for creating our ideas book where we're making different templates for junk journal elements that we can refer to in the future. Today we're going to be working on clusters. So clusters are something that I love to do, especially when I am working with a kit and I have lots of little pieces. Maybe I've been working with it for a little while and I end up having some extra end pieces of papers and little scraps and lots of little die cuts and different things, and that's where clusters really come in handy. They can be used as little side tucks. They can be used as belly bands. Like in this case, you could do belly bands with these. They can go inside of things, like with these that are held together with a little brad. These go well in like a little pocket. They can go on a tag or on a pocket, or they can just be used in so many different ways. So today we're going to be doing 3 different types of clusters. So we have our strip clusters, we have our brad clusters, and then we have just kind of like, I'm just going to call it like a die cut cluster. And so let's go ahead and get started on those. So let me go ahead and move these out of the way. All right, so we'll start with the strip clusters. So these are great when you've got lots of little scraps of paper, of just different papers, little end pieces, cutoffs, all of those things. And basically I just cut them in different sizes. Sometimes I cut them, sometimes I tear them. It just depends on what I've been doing and kind of the look of the book, the journal that I'm going for. With clusters, I like to follow the rule of odds. And so I either use 3 things or 5 things, sometimes 7, if I'm really building it up, but usually it's 3 or 5. And so with these, I usually go with about 3 different pieces of paper, and there's really no rules as far as like how you put it together. So I could do something like this. I could have it kind of spread out a little bit and go more on that side. I could put this one down and put that one on top. So there's lots of different ways to do it. I did go ahead and ink the edges of this just to make it a little nicer on the book. I think with this one, let's see. I think we're going to go something like that. So I just sort of end up just kind of gluing. I try not to overthink. Y'all know that about me. If you watched me before, I really try not to overthink when I am crafting, because I want crafting to be fun for me and not something that I stress about. Okay. And then I've just got these little die cuts. I have, this is like some moss and then some mushrooms. And so I'm just going to decorate it. So usually with the cluster, you have some kind of background image or some kind of background papers and then some kind of focal point on it. And so in this case, my mushrooms and moss are going to be my focal point. Okay. And that is it. So that is our little strip cluster. This would be great on the side of a journal. You could even like use it as a little tuck spot. It could go on a tag. It could go on a pocket. It could be clipped into a journal. So there's lots of different ways to use that one. Okay. The next one we're going to do is one with brads. And so for this, you're just going to grab like 3, 5, however many things you want on that you're just going to like layer together. So they can be different sizes and shapes. You can even, and I forgot to say that with this one, because like with this strip cluster, I added in some lace. So you can add in lace, you can add in fabric, you can put in like some what I have like some snippet roll, so you could lay some of that in there. You could do pieces of doily, just really anything. It's a great scrap buster kind of thing. And so the same thing with this, I could put in a little piece of lace in here. I just don't have any laying around that would work for this. I don't think, no, I don't have a piece handy, but I could put a little piece in there if I wanted to, or I can just kind of layer these together. And so this is just going to be a real simple one where I'm just going to kind of stack them. I'm going to hold them together, and I'm going to use a tiny hole puncher. If you don't have a tiny hole puncher, if you have just a pokey tool, you could do that. And then I'm going to put my brad in there, open that up, and then that is it. And so again, these could be, these could go inside of a pocket. You can even do it where you put just the back part in and you kind of hang some pieces over the pocket. That would look really cute. Or it can be clipped in to something. So lots of places that you can use those. And then the last one is our die cut cluster. So this is where you just, I find like when I'm getting towards the end of a kit, I end up with like just a lot of random die cuts left over that I am not really sure, you know, how I want to use them. And so then I'll just start grabbing them and grabbing little pieces. This was actually a die cut as well. It was a longer piece that I cut apart. Where's the other piece? So it was 2 pieces that went like this. It was like a tag. And so I just cut it in half and then used half for this one and half. I'm going to use half for this one. And so for this, I'm just going to start layering. And so I'm going to put some of, or I'm going to put this little leaf thing here. I'm going to do butterfly. And kind of the cool thing about this is they're not like layering right on top, so you can have things kind of going off, you know, off the main thing. That's kind of the idea. And then I just grabbed some words. This was it was one word, but I didn't like how it went. I didn't want it to go across the butterfly's body, and so I just cut it in half. And then we're just going to do something like that. I can even add a little bit of Wink of Stella on there. Give my little butterfly some shimmer and sparkle. Because everything is better with a little shimmer and sparkle. And that is it. So those are 3 really easy ways to do clusters. They are a lot of fun to do, and just a great scrap buster and a great way to just use up all of those little bits and pieces. They're things that you can build ahead of time with like random scraps and use them in different journals. They're also great to send in Happy Mail and just, you know, use in a variety of ways. So have fun with clusters. Bye, y'all.